Now that I have your attention, let's get a YouTube. Today, I'm doing something I've never done before. I'm gonna just be opening my mind. I'm gonna be ranting. A lot of this stuff is my opinion, some of the things that I've seen. But today, we're gonna talk about what's happening in the Pokemon TCG community, and we're gonna talk about, is it our fault as the consumers, your fault, our fault, my fault, the scalper's fault, and we're just gonna go over what is happening right now, some of the reasons why, and what is the future of Pokemon TCG. If you guys haven't yet, make sure you hit that like button and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any of our full videos or daily live streams. But yeah, we got a couple touching points. The first one is, well, what is scalping? Scalping is a person who resells shares or tickets for large profit. In Pokemon and anything you guys know is scalping, people take up everything and they either hold it or they sell it really fast to get profit. Nothing crazy with that. Now with scalping, now let's dive into our portion, which is FOMO. Google FOMO, anxiety that an exciting or interesting event may currently be happening elsewhere, often aroused by posting on social media. FOMO, fear of missing out. FOMO. So common today. You see your favorite YouTubers, you see your favorite streamers, you see Instagram posts like, this is the hottest thing out. And right now, the hottest thing out is prismatic evolutions. So everyone's talking about the TCG game is in a frenzy. So we talked about scalpers, we talked about FOMO. Now we're going to talk about why is scalping and FOMO at an all-time high. Pokemon's been out for 30 years, and I heard about the 2016 boom when Pokemon Go came out. I heard about the 2020 boom, and I say here because I wasn't part of it. I heard about 2020 boom when it was vintage, it was COVID, all of that things. But now, apparently in 2025, we're in a whole new boom, we're in a whole new realm. Apparently, we're in untreaded waters. I know a lot of people has been talking about this subject, so I wanted to touch on it as well. And there's a couple of things that's just been in my mind, a couple of things I've been thinking about, like, why now? Like, why are we just in a whole frenzy? What are some reasons why? And the first one that I believe, which I would love your guys' opinions, is the exclusivity. The exclusivity is crazy, and the consistency. Other sets like Sword and Shield, they did have promo cards, which were awesome, right? You think of Shiny Fates, right? You have the EV promo card. But now they're consistently making promo cards in the Scarlet and Violet era, which are beautiful. But you dig on top of that, they're making Pokemon Center exclusive with the stamps. And when things are exclusive, well, supply and demand. If it's exclusive, there's not a lot of supply, and there's a lot of people who want it. And so just having these stamps, like, dude, why the fluff? Prismatic Evolutions pre-sale, $400. MSRP was like $59, and it was on the website for a good amount of time. $400 market, 151340. You got Celebrations up there. You got Paldea Evolve. You got Obsidian Flames. Like, everyone knowing Pokemon Center is changing the game, especially with these stamps and how exclusive it is. I feel like a lot of people want to scalp that. They want that, and that is driving this scalping market that we've been seeing. We've been seeing it the whole Pokemon career, but recently, these last 3 months, it's been at an all-time high. I feel like one thing is the Pokemon Center exclusive. Another, Pokemon Horizons. You guys are probably thinking, what does Pokemon Horizons, the new anime, have to do with what's going on now? Think about this. RWE, real world events. So real world events are things that take place, obviously, in the real world, but it can affect other things, right? Think about this. And I say we because I'm a 90s baby. When Pokemon first came out, base set was the hottest thing. Even now, 2020, the vintage boom, everybody wants the cards they collected as a kid. Now, these young kids who are like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever age they may be, this is their base set. It is Scarlet and Violet. This is the first cards, but as well as this is who they're going to know. They're not going to know who Ash is. It's Liko, it's Roy, it's Cerulege, this is their new base set. This is the new generation. So when there's a whole new thing and you're thinking about the future, these young bucks and these young kids, it's Horizon. So a lot of people are getting those cards and investing because when these kids get older, the same way we were buying base set, same way we were buying jungle and legendary collections because we want our childhood, this is their childhood. Like, I go to the mall and I see Build-A-Bear, only see the new ones. Rigatito, Boy Coco, Quaxley, like Lechonk now. Like everything is changing. That Ash is slowly being forgotten, and we're slowly getting old. I gotta say it. I'm getting old, and the young bucks are here, and they're taking over. So I feel like a lot of people are holding long term for Scarlet and Violet, as well as, well, like I said, RWE, which is, real world events. And that kind of makes me dive into the next one for real world events. This may be random as it is. Sports collectors. I'm adding sports collectors in this. When the Celtics win the championships, if you guys know sports, the value of the cards get higher. Jaylen Brown, Tatum, all those guys, their card value goes higher. And so with that being said, right now, I've seen so many sports collectors, especially at the last card show I've ended, who know nothing about Pokemon. But they're like, man, we see the market boom in the last 3 months, so we just been buying everything up. Just buying everything up and just flipping it. And it's like, dude, what? Now, all these ideas and all these points show that everybody has a little bit in the pot and that we all share a reason why we are in this Pokemon state, this frenzy. But that really just popped out to me that so many sports collectors who never seen Pokemon, never heard of it, know nothing about it, just buying and buying and buying. And I'm talking about just grabbing at these conventions. And I see so many people, because, I got a seasonal at Target, just bear hugging the wall and just ripping everything out, which goes back into the scalper aspect. Now, another reason why I feel like we're in this is because the first. Whenever something's the first, people want to get that. Like, this is the first time ever we have Master Balls in English. That is crazy. This is the first time in Scarlet and Violet that all the ETBs are consistently having promos, right? That's kind of insane. They're all having the Pokemon Center exclusive promos, right? It's the first time we have Paradox Pokemon, the future, the past. Like, these are all new things in Pokemon. It's the first time you can get all hits pack. You can literally open a pack and get all SIRs or all Pokeballs, or in 151 was the start of it. You can get Charmander, Charmeleon, and Charizard, or the whole evolutionary line. Like, whenever something's the first, and these are special sets too, that just holds a premium. People always want the first of when something happened. Oh, this was the first one blank, or that was the first one blank, because in the future, they're going to make replicas, they're going to make changes, and whenever they do make those changes, you want it. Just like celebrations and generations. When the 30th anniversary comes around, right, people are going to flood those. Same thing. You had base set, and then what? You had XY evolutions. It paid homage. People wanted that. And so now, in the future, when they make more Master Balls, or they make more all hits, or this or that, these premiums that are already special sets are just going to go higher. And so that dives in to here, is that how things in the past make it go up. We used to have box toppers back in the day. If you guys don't know box toppers, they're like a card they put inside. It's like a random promo or a random single card that they put inside the top of the box. They're bringing that back into booster boxes. That's scary. We're already in the scalpers market. It's already been going crazy for 3 months, but now they're adding, you see right here, 36 booster packs, and then 1 bonus illustration rare style promo featuring Reshiram. And so now, journey together, right? The first set for a very long time to bring back box toppers in the booster boxes, which is going crazy. Like Scarlet and Violet, all around these next few months for the rest of 2025, it's kind of scary. It's actually kind of scary because we have Prismatics. Now we have Journey Together, which is, partnering Pokemons with their trainers. You're getting box toppers back. Then after Team Rocket is supposed to come out later this year. Also, there was an announcement for like Mega in the names. And so there's so much happening that it's like the first. We talked about that. Replicas and the first. And it's scary because I personally don't see how this is going to end. But we're going to talk about that later in the future of the hobby. But another reason which we dive into on this frenzy of everything booming and going up is what media we live in. Obviously, during COVID, we couldn't leave the house. And so because we have to do everything online, order food online, get it shipped, this and that. So which made a lot of platforms which have blown up then. Now, Whatnot. There's so many streamers on Whatnot that do rip and ships. On TikTok that do rip and ships. On Drip that do rip and ship. And a lot of these people, you got to think, quit their full-time jobs to do this. So if they need Pokemon cards, it's their full-time job. Scalping it ain't even scalping to them. It's do or die, you know what I'm saying? Eat or starve, drink or dehydrate type ordeal. And so that just inclines more scalpers to come around. And it's crazy because if you're thinking, well, why would you quit your full-time job if you're established, if you know how to get it, right? Should you not have a distro? Should you not have a plug? Well, the print runs. The print runs for Pokemon. Distros are blanket empty. Distros are empty. Stores are not getting allocation. Stores are empty. You go to Target, you go to Walmart, they're so empty. You go to your local game store, and if you go online to buy, the prices are through the roof because of this market and this random boom, essentially, that the print runs aren't catching up. It shows the previous years, and it seems like Pokemon's printing more and more and more. But this last year for Scarlet and Violet, it seems like they were a little frugal with the print runs and really balancing that supply and demand. They know demand is at an all-time high, but I feel like the supplies aren't fully there. Because from my understanding, which I could be wrong, you guys can correct me, is that Pokemon gets all these cards, they make all these cards, and then they send them to distributors. And then distributors disperses to stores, local game shops, all those things, and then us as consumers buy from there. So if distros are empty, if there's nothing in there, well, where do they get it from? The Pokemon company. They send them the cards. And so if distros are empty, stores can't get allocations, we can't get cards, and it goes back to the source, which the Pokemon company, I don't know if they did it on purpose or not. If they wanted to increase that supply and demand, like the demand at all-time high, we're going to supply low, make people hungry, make people want it. And so that makes us dive into what is the future of Pokemon for 2025. Like I said, 2016, Pokemon Go came out. They had that little spike. People remembered how relevant Pokemon is. 2020, COVID, whole pandemic, world shut down, people going for vintage. And here we are in 2025. Now, I would love your opinions in the comments. Let me know what you guys think about some of these topics, about the future. But me personally, I've been collecting since October of 2023. So about a year and a few months. And in that year and a few months, I vended a lot of places. I went to a bunch of different collecticons. I traveled. I worked with a bunch of different companies. I streamed on YouTube myself and did rip and ships. I streamed on Whatnot by myself with some of the largest companies on Whatnot to work with them. Worked at all these different card places, all these different people. And with that being said, I've had a lot of experience, but I wasn't there when these things happened. I wasn't there in 2016. I wasn't there in 2020. I'm a big Pokemon fan. Play all the main series, the cards. Got a Pikachu tattoo on my leg. Watch all the anime. Like, I'm a huge fan. With all that being said, I don't know where the future's going for this. Because right now, if the distros are empty, allocations, no one's getting it. Scalping is an all-time high. My thing is, which we didn't talk too much about, is the FOMO. Do we fear and FOMO out that distros aren't going to supply, that the scalpers are going to win, that we're not going to catch the next Pokemon waves? Because they send cards in waves. There's going to be more. Like ETBs for Prismatic comes out the 17th. Then booster bundles come out later. And then the backpacks and this and that. Like, they come out in waves for sets. And so it's not the end of the world, but the future. As consumers, do we dive in and give up to FOMO and just be like, all right, well, market's market, Prismatic ETBs. Market is 150. They're all going for 120. So anywhere between 120 to 150 market, even though MSRP is 55. Do I just give up and be scared that I'm not going to get it and just pay 3 times as much? Or do I risk it? Right? And I feel like if we don't dive into the FOMO, then essentially, with that being said, it has to come down. Supply and demand. The supply is already low, but if the demand's low, if we're not buying into it, and that's hard because it spins me back around to that little Tatum video we just watched, is that I feel like I said, there's a lot of people in the pot, but when you're a sports collector and you know nothing about Pokemon, you just go on eBay or TCG Player, you're used to spending a lot more money in sports, like a lot expensive cards. You're like, oh, we'll just buy it. We'll buy this, we'll buy that, whatever. And they don't even know they may be enabling a higher market. Because sometimes I go on TCG Player and I'm like, who the heck is buying Prismatic Evolutions pre-sale for 150 2 weeks in advance when you haven't even chance to go to the store. It had MSRP. And it's like, there's different tips and tricks and outlets. Like, there's so many local game shops that are still doing MSRP, who are still holding, accountability for those pre-sales. Now, some aren't. Some are being grimy, I gotta be admit. But, that's on us to research and do more. But as far as the future, looking like a scalper's paradise, I'm gonna be honest. It is looking like a scalper's paradise. So I don't know what the future is. Let me know in the comments what you think the future is. Like I said, I've only been it for a year and a few months. I'm still learning a lot. All these are my opinions on how I feel. Some things I was thinking about, like everyone wants to say like what is happening, and everybody wants to say like the next set and this and that. But like I haven't seen too many videos on like why. Like, yeah, distros are empty. Pokemon's not supplying. But like, what are other things that led up to this? Because scalping has always been a part of anything, any collectible thing. Scalping's always been a part. But why wasn't at the end of 2024, it just went to a whole new level. So those are some of the ideas, some of the things I was thinking about. Like I said, this is a random rant that popped in my head. Like, who is the problem? Is it the scalpers because they're taking everything? Is it Pokemon company for not supplying enough? Is it sports collectors because they're just buying it up and they're enabling the market? Is it us consumers because we're diving into FOMO instead of trying to get MSRP and just giving into it? Like, there's so many that we could point fingers all day, but we all have a little bit of seasoning and a little bit of spice in this big pot of flavor. And right now, it's not tasting too good. So that's my rant. I don't know. I just got in front of a camera, started jibber jabbing. And yeah, make sure you leave a like, make sure you subscribe, throw a comment, let me know what you guys think. That's all I got. Hopefully we get out of this, man.